Men and women, death and destruction. What makes us similar? What makes us different? The idea that maybe we're not that different at all. Leaving home, fear of doing anything new, dread of being excluded, the same dread of being included. FOMO, isolation, the fear of not being seen, the weariness of being too seen, anxiety, sexuality, the confirming presence or lack thereof of a higher power, politics, good versus evil, and with that gray area that seems like it's getting bigger every day. Small towns, ghosts, diners, chicks, parties, and everything in between. I turn 22 next week. I've only been here a little bit, but these details and obsessions are things that I have fixated over. But in my line of work, if you're lucky like me, these details are the beginning of a long, turbulent, fun, chaotic journey and story. Got your picture in my wallet. It reminds me of home. I take it out and look at it every time I feel alone. It happens more often than I'm proud of. 3 or 4 times a day I set a match and light the fire, listen to the music play. I forgot the old stories that I long to think about. I found that nothing really matters, that all these things run out. But I was told when I was young, all good things come to an end. There's no certainty in life, but on this you can depend. So turn on the radio, turn the music up as loud as it can go. Sing a song like Eddie Vedder. Things can't get worse, they gotta get better. Well, the diner dark and empty, and the cars are all gone that filled this empty parking lot. From 4 p.m. till dawn, filled with mothers, fathers, daughters, and all who would unite. When things were said, them high school kids would go outside and fight. In the swimming pool on Delta Street where me and Jane would meet. Friday night down at the Magic Lounge, a sweeper off her feet. John and Luke worked at the Delta. They let us in past dark. We went out looking for fires, but we couldn't find a spark. So turn on the radio, turn the music up as loud as it can go. Sing a song like Eddie Vedder. Things can't get worse, they gotta get better. Those days are gone, but I still see Janie running to my door. Sometimes I wish things would go back to the way they were before. Janie's got a husband now and a couple little kids. John and Luke ain't talked since college 'cause of some Johnny did. So turn on the radio, turn the music up as loud as it can go. Sing a song like Eddie Vedder. Things can't get worse, they gotta get better. They gotta get better. They gotta get better. They gotta the shower, to be honest with you. That's where all the good thinking comes. Welcome to Session on the River. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. I'm going to be telling some stories. I'm going to be playing songs from my first and second record. But I'll be playing about 8 songs. We're all going to become actors in a play, in a movie tonight, because we're recording this and taping this. But the whole thing I was going through my mind the whole time is this is not just the basement anymore. This is taped. They can't take this back. So that was a song called Gotta Get Better. As much as I don't like my piano skills too much, I wrote that song on the piano, and so it kind of feels like it was perfect. It was the perfect way to do it. We came in here, we saw a grand piano, and I felt like we kind of had to make something work. This next song is a song called Last Train Home. It was a song that came because we had 6 songs that I felt were perfect for an acoustic album. And one night I thought Last Train Home was the perfect cliche folk record title, and I was trying to get a song. And what the song about is observation. Observation, I believe, is a songwriter's greatest tool, and it is a human's greatest crutch. What the song was about was watching people go. The train was the metaphor for your life, and how you're going to have passengers who get on it and get off it, and you're going to meet these people, and you're going to love these people. And as a songwriter, I felt that my best position on this train was not someone who got on or got off, or certainly not someone who conducted it, because that would be an awful train, but someone who sat in the back of the train and watched people do their things and live their lives. So this is called Last Train Home. I've been riding the last train home. I've been fading away, now I'm lost and alone. I'd give up forever for some company. Just a couple more hours, then we're free, so free. I've been writing this lonely song, but the ink just fades and the plots are wrong. But the story don't seem to end. There's time on the road to write it again. Strangers come and gather here on the long, long journey throughout the years. Tired and alone, afraid and used, they'll leave eventually just like you. I've been riding the last train home. Every night I watch all the people go, but I don't leave, I just sit and wait. Maybe I'll get back someday. Gentle brother, for who goes there? There's broken souls and lives treated unfair. Thieves and cheats, heroes and saints, all ride together to whatever waits. I've been riding the last train home. Every night I watch all the people go. I don't leave, I just sit and wait. Maybe I'll get back someday. last train home. But the people all leave, and soon I'm alone. I don't need no company. So if you gotta go, be free, be free. Man, I've been riding last train home, but the ink just fades and the plots are wrong. I'll sit here forever, that's okay. I'll see you again and fix the plot someday. It's something I got to touch on in this. Big life events happen, and you record a live album right after. You kind of got to mention. Last week, I graduated university, and it was a very interesting feeling at the end. Because if you know me, you know I don't really like school that much. I haven't really kept that under wraps. It's not really a secret. I've been very upfront about my disdain for school, and I will continue to be upfront for my disdain for school for the younger generations to hear. And every day I would walk into university, and I would think, just one hit, and I'm out of this place. If I just get one song on the radio or something, I know radio doesn't do well, but TikTok or some 15-second clip of a song, and I didn't get really a hit. So I finished the 4 years. But every day on the first day of school, I would say, this is the last year. This is the last year, and then by this time next year, man, I'll be like in an arena or something. They won't be able to touch me here. And then I found myself in my 4th year university, walking in, and I was about to do that whole thing. I was like, this is my last. No, it is my last year. I didn't get the hit at all. When I was growing up, I loved elementary school, which is really, we were learning to count and stuff, so it wasn't like algebra and stuff, but I loved elementary school. I loved my friends. I loved getting there, and I didn't like the waking up part, but what I really loved was the drive to school. Me and my mom would drive to school, and I would infiltrate her with the music that I had been given from friends in school, which I'll touch on later, and some stuff that she just couldn't stand. But some stuff, shockingly, she ended up liking, like My Chemical Romance, which was a band I would never expect my mother to like or to bring her to a concert of. And all that stuff ended up happening. But the one thing that I remember in the car, and when your parents tell you things, still, and honestly, as long as I live, I'll probably think, okay, whatever, I got it, I'll figure it out. But my mom would say at the end of every single drive, she would say, you know the difference between right and wrong. And it was very simple, and it was something that at the time I would tell my mom, okay, whatever. We're 20 minutes late. I gotta get out of the car. I've missed everything. But it is a core theme of what I would end up writing about, and especially in this song. I love the phrase and the sentiment that she had. The difference between right and wrong. And I think as I grew up, I realized that we all try to do the right things, but I think sometimes the right thing is realizing maybe you didn't do it all right. And that's what this song is about. It's about growing up, and now as I sing it, I realize that I'm trying to run away from that little kid. So I'm trying to run away from that. I don't know if this song will ever let me do it. This is called When I Was a Kid. I used to wake up in the night in case he'd call. Used to stay up writing songs on my bedroom wall. If you can't hear me outside your door, just yelling, come on home. I used to write down my dreams on a blank white page, put them away and take them out Now these days I ain't got too much to say. I send you my letters that I wrote when I was young, signing kid hours before, and the man I have become. I never meant to hurt you, but sometimes I think I did. Those were just some stupid things that I said when I was a kid. I don't spend my time thinking up these lies, writing down my paintings on these long, long drives. Now these days I just close my eyes and drive. Babe, I used to write down your name on my jacket sleeve, trace every letter through each stitch and weave. Now these days I don't fall so easily, but I still believe. I'll send you my letters that I wrote when I was young, sign them kid I was before, and the man I have become. I never meant to hurt you, but sometimes I think I did. Those were just some stupid things they said when I was a kid. I don't waste my time filling up my head. Don't waste my time on all the things I never said, or all the things I wished I'd done instead. I send you my letters that I wrote way back there. I meant every word I wrote in those misbegotten prayers. I never said I loved you, and sometimes I wished I did. Those were just some stupid things I didn't say when I was a kid. When I was a kid. When I was a kid. Oh yeah. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. So I always kind of equated Niagara Falls to Asbury Park, where we spent a lot of time for Light of Day Foundation. Asbury Park's a lot cooler, but we both got this like carnival town thing attached to our names, and I always looked at Niagara Falls as like a small city with a huge name, and but Niagara Falls, Clifton Hill is, you know, if you go on Clifton Hill in the summer, on like a June night or July night, it's very busy and the lights are very bright. But Niagara Falls always meant something very different to me, and the bands that came from Niagara Falls, maybe you wouldn't know them outside of Niagara Falls, but were always very important to me and my first heroes. I think about the Roxwells, the Mad Hatters, and the Rick Rose Band as bands that I used to go see. I grew up if you say you grew up in a bar, it doesn't sound great, but I didn't grow up in a bar like that. I grew up because my dad put on concerts at Yanks Old Niagara on Clifton Hill, and that was like the coolest part of Clifton Hill. But we would hang out at Yanks, and my greatest memories are some of my now favorite bands playing at Yanks. Bobby Mahoney and the Seventh Son, Joe Durso Stone Caravan, Mara, who is one of my favorite bands, and I just remember them being at Yanks. I remember the Roxwells. I remember Gizzy was the lead singer, and he would lay down on his back and play guitar, and I was like, man, I know I'd never be able to play guitar like that. I still can't, but I would love to lay down on my back and play the guitar as well. And I'm still trying to add that to my act, and we're getting there. But bands that, again, I would grow up to be very much influenced by, like Rick Rose. One of my favorite songs of all time is Dreamin' Out Loud by Rick Rose. So I found these bands, and I found a purpose within this part of Niagara Falls where people would see the big Ferris wheel and they would see the Hard Rock Cafe, and maybe hidden in between it were some little gems. And still, when I go to Yanks, I can still kind of remember Bobby calling me on stage to sing Another Deadbeat Summer when I was like 6 and in the middle of stuffing my face with hot wings. So he got me up there. But the first gig I really started playing regularly when I started doing this when I was 17 was the Hard Rock Cafe in Niagara Falls. And the best part about the Hard Rock Cafe was, if you're talking about the observational part of being an artist, you would watch people just walk back and forth all day. They're trying to get down the street to the Hershey factory. They're trying to see the fireworks at 10 o'clock at night because, to me, the fireworks, happened every single night. And it's kind of something that I complained about. But to these people, this is going to make their day. And so you got to watch everyone do it. My favorite part about Clifton Hill now as a 22-year-old is going for a drive down Clifton Hill. And I don't know, what'll be on the radio. Sometimes it'll be a little Harry Styles. I get a little poppy with it. And sometimes it'll be some Springsteen. But if you go down the hill at 1 a.m. and then you plan it to go down at 1 p.m. the next day, you'll see two different sides of Clifton Hill. You will see the dead side of Clifton Hill, which is my favorite side of Clifton Hill, because no one's on the street and you're not almost hitting people on bikes. And then the other side of Clifton Hill is the all-day parade that they got down there. But with the lights down, though, that's Clifton Hill. That's Niagara Falls to me. In that sky wheel, the night is turning, stopping at the edge of the stars, staring out at all the lonely people down here, hanging out at Yank's old bar. And the band's still playing down at the Hard Rock. I can hear the beat to Johnny B. Good. The boys and girls make their way up the street like only young lovers could. And the crowd down by the falls now starts to die down, but there's no one left standing and not another sound. And the beggars in the street, well, they know that we know that they're lying. In my hometown's got bombs in the street, it's got people to love and places to be. And I'll hate it forever, but I'll love it till the day I die. It's got that school up on Kaler I used to go, those classrooms filled with people that I used to know. Got my heartbreak and heartache and the scars that I'll never show. In my hometown, so of course everyone knows the Springsteen influence. We're not very private about our fandom. We play him a lot and we talk about him a lot. If this wasn't an original night, I'd probably play 2 or 3 more Springsteen songs. But I always try to make connections of my life and Bruce's life, not because I've earned that, but just because I'm a fan and I'm a massive fan. And I'm always trying to look at connections from any part. But when I started playing in 2021, we had this kind of cool thing going on Queen Street, and I would kind of say, like, I would love to make Queen Street my Asbury Park, like where the Wonder Bar is and where Stone Pony is and like that strip. And there were some cool venues. Jeff Rose, which is no longer there, was the only place that had a real stage, and they had great barbecue, and they shut down. But the first place that actually let me play regularly was DJs on Queen Street, and 2 who we still know very well now. He would just let me come in there, and there would be like 3 people in there getting fish, and I would be playing like Elvis, like Jailhouse Rock, and trying to, rock the fish joint. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes people who were having fish didn't want to rock. But I remember one time we actually had like only 3 people in there, and they were like getting up and dancing and moving around, and the guy wanted to hear Elvis, and I was like, I'll give you some Elvis. And so we had that, and I still think is one of the coolest places in Niagara Falls for live music. Not that there's much of a challenge, but Camp Cataract I still think is one of the coolest places to see a show. Camp Cataract is where we did a lot of songwriter shows. We did a Springsteen cover show. We did Petty. We did Bob Dylan, and I was like, this would be such a cool part of Niagara Falls to make a live music place. But the Queens Tree was what I wanted to kind of make my Asbury Park if I could have been so vain, which I can be. And in 2021, at that point in my life, I had just made a bunch of friends. We just come out of COVID. And I'd realized that, sure, the venues like Yanks that I grew up in, that made me. But what makes a town is the people in the town. What makes a town is the people that you share your secrets with, that you embarrass yourself in front of. And those people all move on, and you realize that as you grow up that they're not doing that to spite you. They're doing that because they were becoming who they were supposed to be. So. Well, Queen Street is loud as ever. Jeff Rose is packed from front to back. And the waitresses shuffle in from down the street at DJ's. Up to Camp Cataract. And that parkway down by those old train tracks. Shared our secrets all summer long. We made fools of ourselves with the ones that we loved, so that shame wouldn't last very long. But now that swimming pool's all dried up and no one seems to care. And the few that stuck around act like the others were never there. But I can see it in your eyes that you remember those days that went flying. Yeah, and my hometown's got bombs in the street. It's got people to love and places to be. And I'll hate it forever, but I'll love it till the day I die. It's got that school up on McLeod where I used to go, those classrooms filled with people that I used to know. Got my heartbreak and heartache and the scars that I'll never show. In my hometown. And the underlying core theme and message of this tune that's kind of hidden between all the small town and nostalgic young kid looking at his town, realizing maybe it's not just great because I live here. Maybe it's got his issues, but at the end of the day, it's where I'm from. I think the idea is that we're all temporary, and we will, last through the places we filled and the places we laid. And through the moments, in the physical presence, in the places where we lived, the ghost will occupy the places that we have been our whole lives, in our hometown. In that sky wheel the night is turning, I guess it won't be very long till everybody goes on their separate path and finally end up where they really belong. But I remember you were running across your parents' front lawn. The remaining smells of summer all but packed and gone. And we sit out by the fire, tell stories and fall over laughing. In my hometown, there's no place I'd rather be. It's where a couple little friends turned into family. Where you left that cold dark night, left me blowing in the breeze. You know that house, the bar magnolias, turned into memories we hung up. Pictures of you and pictures of me. And they can burn it to the ground, but there's no way these ghosts will ever leave my hometown. And it was bye-bye Niagara Falls, I'm airborne. Not truly airborne. I'll be back there in an hour and a half, so I can't really burn all my bridges. I try to be as nice as possible when all right, let's try this. This is the, I guess, premiere of this song. It'll be on a record and maybe on your Spotify in a month. Not the full album. We don't work that quick. I'm not that good. But the song itself should be out soon. So it's always weird telling people about my influences because I say that when I was 11 years old, the people I liked were the people that my dad gave me, really. It was Springsteen and John Hyatt and Steve Earle and Bob Dylan. And so the two most important parts in a music-loving journey, and not just a writing, anyone goes through this, is you get the influences from where you're from. So my mother and father and music in the house and bands that they liked and artists that they showed me in songs. And then at some point, you're going to want a little bit more than that. You're going to want people your age to influence your music. And I say my age, but the next influences were like 90s stuff. So stuff that it was out in like 15 years before I was even born. But one of the biggest moments in my life that I still very much credit with all of my music is I met a friend. We would realize that we both loved music, different generation music, but older music. And somehow it became a thing that we would share music after school, and we'd go back and forth. And so one day she goes, "You got to hear this song. You've never heard this song. You don't know this person. It's an old," she goes, "called Radio Nowhere by Bruce Springsteen." I said, "Okay, take that all to the queue. I got the Springsteen stuff down. You give me stuff that I'm uncomfortable with." And the next day she gave me a song called Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana. And I listened to it, and I went, "Garbage. Please don't give me stuff like this ever again." And the next day I listened to it again, and I was like, "Oh, there's something here. Maybe I should stop making fun of this band." And lo and behold, they become one of my favorite bands of all time. Nevermind is one of my favorite albums. It is one of the albums that was in the car on the way to school that I made my mother listen to every day in grade 8, actually. That and the Black Parade and My Chemical Romance. And there's another band she gave me and a song she gave me, but is the biggest holy, shit moment of my life, and she gave me this song called Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day, and it changed my life. And I say that, and it sounds so dramatic, but it was just this different way of looking at music, music that I had probably made fun of, a lot, punk rock, grunge, metal of any sort. And number one, what it did was it made me open-minded, and even if I don't like something, I think I can see the value in it now. But what it did was it kind of lit a fire under me. I was 12 years old. I knew I wanted to do this. I assuredly wasn't good enough to do it yet. I was only 12, but I was writing songs and, had a crush on a girl in class. You wrote her a song, and that's how it worked, and you would just do that. And, but, I was too young to realize the messages, kind of seems stupid to say, in Bob Dylan's music, and because I wasn't listening to it when I was like that age, or that Born in the USA was a protest song. You don't hear that when you're 11 years old. I remember one morning on the way to hockey practice, I said, "Dad, do you have any Green Day CDs?" And he had American Idiot. And American Idiot has now become my favorite album of all time across any artist. Even to a lot of people's surprise, Springsteen. It topped my number one, and I would wait for my friends to go to sleep at sleepovers so that I could stay up and try to write the next American Idiot. It was this pure example of this new life, like pure punk in your face middle finger. And when I started to get into it, it had just become very relevant again. The world was going through these same issues, and we're here 11 years later, and it's as relevant and relatable as it's ever been. And I know, I don't know if I'm supposed to date in live tapings, but I know last week Bobby Mahoney did a kick-ass version of it in New Jersey, and there's a reason he's doing it, because the message is more so important now than it's ever been, and what that moment that I didn't know at that point would do for how I was wired, how I decided to write songs, was I didn't want to just write about cars and girls and parties and dancing all night. That stuff's great. And like I said, I'm waiting on that hit, so I'm going to write about girls and dancing and parties. I really need that hook. I need that 4-chord hook, so that will happen. But what it kind of stood out to me was this is worthless if you don't stand for something, if you don't call out hypocrisy, authoritarianism, if you don't call out people who are being unjustly treated, if you don't call out and stand up for the groups who have been subjected to this hatred, to this unfair treatment by those in power who continue to punch down on groups who can't really do anything about it. We are living through a very odd time. I went to see American Idiot and Dookie, the anniversary last year, 2 years ago. I saw them do it in full. And when I came home, I realized those guys wrote about a very weird time. I think I'm going through a far weirder time. And so this is called King of the World. Oh, King of the world, wherever you lay, on top of your throne on a cloudy day, you push all your buttons and make the world turn. Don't even care if you watch it all burn. Oh, King of the world, your lies lay as truths. You dispatch your armies and make your own rules. It don't really matter whose side is who. There's everyone else, then there is you. But someday your wind's gonna blow and tear your city down. I don't have the answers to questions you claim, but something's gotta change. King of the world, your words carry still. I don't know why, and I never will, but they seem to carry the weight of the world and poison the minds of young boys and girls. Oh, King of the world, where art thou, you see, while buildings burn down and wash to the sea. A civilization begs you for help. You sit on the throne you've been longing to sell, but someday your wind's gonna blow and tear your city down. I don't have the answers to questions you claim, but something's gotta change. King of the world, you've forgotten, you see. You work for the people, not power and greed. They sing a revolution, they speak in their tongues. It's one for the billions, not all one for one. But someday your wind's gonna blow and tear your city down. I don't have the answers to questions you claim, but something's gotta change. The newest song we've put out. Very, very interesting thing. I count myself very lucky, but I've done some interesting things and some things where I've had to kind of like pinch myself, and none more than pulling up to a rehearsal studio in Hamilton to sit down with two of my favorite artists, Colin McDonald and John Angus MacDonald of the Trews, to write music. I have not written with anyone in my life prior to this besides Dave Rave. and Dave Rave has been the biggest champion of my music. But this was different. This was going into a room and looking at records on the wall that have won awards, and I was freaking out. I was shaking the whole time. I was driving up to Hamilton, and I was talking to myself. I talk to myself in the car a lot. Some would call it unhealthy. I call it productive. And I'm driving up to Hamilton, and I know that I'm about to sit down with these two guys that I've seen on stage multiple times. And the one thing that was hilarious is after writing this song, we're playing it, and I was playing it a different way. You can play it G like this. It's going to turn into a guitar lesson. Sounds the same, right? And so I was playing it kind of like a ripoff of one of their songs called Hope and Ruin. I think that's probably where I got it from. And he goes, no. He goes, none of that. He was like, we're going to make this sound like the Trues. And I was like, and I liked it, so we went with it. I was lost, didn't know which way was home. I had strayed from the path I'd always known. The forest was dark, the road was unclear, the sky opened up, then he appeared saying, do no harm, have no fear, but if you're gonna enter here, abandon all hope, abandon all hope. Go to hell and back with what little that we have, we'll be damned if we don't. Abandon all hope, abandon all hope. I was scared, didn't know if I should go, but I swear she was sent by that Holy Ghost, 'cause the church is on fire, it's under siege by the beast of pride, lust and greed. Hallelujah, she said, let the night begin. It's a long way down if you're going in. Abandon all hope, abandon all hope. Go to hell in back with what little that we have as the world goes up in smoke. Abandon all hope, abandon all hope. Go to hell and back with what little that we have. You'll be damned if you don't. Abandon all hope, abandon all hope. Abandon all hope. I was cold, freezing out in the snow, getting old, couldn't tell my heart from my soul. So I followed her lead, she took me in, so I never walk alone again. Our days are numbered, if this is the end, we're going down together. So take my hand, abandon all hope. Abandon all hope, abandon all hope. You can abandon all hope. In October, I was very, very honored that one of my songs had been given the Colleen Peterson Songwriting Award. And this is I kind of felt this was a special one before we'd ever put it out. And the truth is about Last Train Home was it was all curated around this song called Marianne. I had written this song. I thought it was a great song, if I do say so myself. I thought it was very good. I thought it was strong. I thought it was the strongest song I'd ever written. And I didn't hear a way it could possibly be with a band. And my feeling, much like two of my favorites, Neil Young and Bob Dylan, that you should put out everything and anything, because even if it's not your best, it shows where you were at some point. I think our duty as artists and writers is, like I said with the whole Green Day monologue, is to stand for something. And I think that especially in this field, you'll find a lot of open, loving, and accepting individuals who don't judge. I think my job is to open up the room and to reinforce the commitment I've made to inclusivity and the promise I have made that in the confines of my music, just mine, I'm not speaking for anyone else, that anybody and everybody is welcome to be here, but most importantly, everybody and anyone is welcome to be here and encouraged to be who they are, no matter who has anything to say about it. So this is for Marianne, wherever she may be. Marianne, you're walking through a world gone mad. The issues that you stole from your drunken dad. You don't want a husband, you want a wife. You don't want to hate the rest of your life. The birds in the morning sound like you scream. You wake up all fuzzy like you're still in a dream. You don't want to get older like your mama did. Lines on your face scream grown, but your heart screams kid. Marianne, you're better than them. They don't know you like I do. They don't show you love, that's true. Purple hearts and question marks and a TV dinner for two. It's waiting just for you. It's waiting just for you. Marianne, I love you, but you're killing yourself. Begging for forgiveness, but you don't want help. Sister ran off with some corporate guy. She wears a bow and a hair, he wears a jacket and tie. But some girl on the bus is giving you the eyes. Ma thinks you're the devil, and you don't know why. You're gonna run away from this town someday, when your teeth fall out and your hair's all gray. Marianne, you're better than them. They don't know you like I do. They don't know the real you. Lullabies and tears in your eyes, singing songs for the people outside. John Prine till the day you die. John Prine till the day you die. But you still love the classics. You know every word like some hopeless romantic. You're singing to imaginary people that have always loved you. You don't even try. And you got no intentions of just floating by, skipping town when it gets too heavy for you. Marianne, I'm bleeding and I don't know why. Can't afford to live, but I don't want to die. I grow up, I want to be like you. I know that I'm a liar, but I swear it's true. I Know that I'm a liar, but I swear it's true. I know you don't know me, but I still love you. All right, I'm gonna bug you with one more. One thing I have to do, I don't have to, but it would be just totally wrong if we were to be taping something and I were not to talk about 3 people who I hold on my board of directors along with my dad. But I talk about my parents and how great they have been in my life a lot. Anyone who has ever heard me talk know that it is, I don't do anything because I've done it. I do things because they allowed me to do it, and that is... like I've said before, it's not every parent's dream that their son wants to be a musician. They want like lawyers and doctors, and you heard my school thing, right? So that really wasn't in the cards for me. I tried my best, but I gave it a real shot. But the 3 people who I consider like my musical guardian angels are Mark Rogers, Miles Rogers, and Dave Rave. Dave Rave fell out of heaven into Evan Rotella's lap. But Dave has been the greatest friend to my music ever. He is the David Letterman to my Warren Zevon. I appreciate everything he's done for me. And Mark and Miles Rogers are 2 of the greatest people I've ever met. And just, I've been like, Mark has been like I said about Dave, a musical father figure to me. And Miles has been like a musical brother to me. And they have been in my corner and championed my music, and so I appreciate them a lot. And I could not let this go without saying how much I love those 3 people and how great they've been to me. Along with all of you, thank you for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. This one is for the best guy who ever did live, the most rock star dog who ever laid paws to pavement. This is for my best buddy, Rusty. Well, your eyes fill up, you look towards the door, you know you might never come back, but you don't know for sure. In your eyes they start to fill up with the things that you did. You got that Casablanca baby, he's looking at you, kid. And the road is filled with this and that, and here and when and nows. You may think that you have fallen off track, but you'll get back again somehow. Don't worry about the things ahead or the things behind your back. You'll make good and bad decisions. Sometimes you'll catch some flack. Before you go, before you walk on out that door, I won't try to make you stay. I wish you love along the way. He is one for the road. He is one for the road. The bar is packed, the people laughing, the dancing there in space. There's just nothing left to do in here, nothing left to say. Don't let it take your spirit, babe. Don't let them take that soul away. You got too many tomorrows ahead of you. Forget about them yesterdays. Before you go, before you walk on out that door, I won't try to make you stay. I wish you love along the way. He is one for the road. He is one for the road. The room is dark, the place is dead, I'm the only one around. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking by myself, like I'm the only one in town. And if you're staring out at the road ahead and you're looking for your home, I never been too good with words, but I think that you should know. Before you go, before you walk on out that door, oh, make sure you take one last look around. We conquered this place, we ran this town, and he is the one for our own. He is one for their own. I hope you live forever, babe. I hope your mama's always loud. I hope you're always one in a million, that you stick out in a crowd. And I hope that when the night is done, you're the last one laying down. And I hope you live forever, baby. I hope your brother's Chevy Camaro still runs like when we were kids. You think he ever found out when we took the car out and what we did? I hope he never found those cheap spirits that we hid. And I hope you live forever, baby. And I hope you live forever, baby. And I hope you find a man who stands right by your side, the good and bad, thick and thin, on this long and lonely ride. And I hope you see his face every time you close your eyes. And I hope you live forever, baby. And I hope you live forever, baby. And I hope you live forever, darling. Sessions on the River. Have a beautiful night. Love you.